reeking of marijuana. He lifted the lid of a pot that sat on the stove. "What is this?" he asked. His speech was slurred and his voice was just above a whisper. Nothing infuriated Ginger more than when Ronald asked her a question that he already knew the answer to. She hated when he asked stupid questions. Anyone in their right mind could see that the pot was half filled with white rice. Evidently, smoking weed had taken Ronald's common sense away. Ginger exhaled a loud sigh of frustration. "It's rice, Ron. I'm going to make gravy to go with it." Ronald placed the lid back on the pot, then turned to walk away. Ginger thought the conversation was over, but was mistaken when Ronald spun back around. He slammed his open palm against Ginger's face, and with all the strength he had, Ronald pushed Ginger backward. He sent her flying down, but on the way to the floor, Ginger's right shoulder connected with the edge of the marble-top kitchen table. She screamed out in pain. "Who are you huffing and puffing at, huh?" Ronald stood over Ginger, glaring down at her. He drew his leg back in preparation to kick Ginger in her abdomen, but stopped short. "I told you about catching an attitude every time I ask you a question." Ginger lay on the kitchen floor, moaning and wincing in pain. Her right shoulder was on fire. "I don't want rice and gravy," he spat. "Throw that garbage out and make me some corn." With that being said, Ronald exited the kitchen. Celeste stood, went to Ginger, and forcefully pulled the jacket off of her shoulders to get an up-close and personal look at the marks. Portia came and stood next to Celeste, just above Ginger's right elbow. It wasn't the first, second, or third time Celeste and Portia had witnessed bruises on Ginger. They had been begging Ginger to end her abusive relationship with Ronald ever since she moved him into her home 3 years ago. Last month, Ginger showed up at church with a swollen, busted lip that she tried to hide with lipstick. Portia and Celeste were so angry that they wanted to go to Ginger's house and confront Ronald. But just like all the times before, Ginger had begged them not to interfere. Now, the 3 best friends stood in Ginger's living room, facing the issue again for what seemed like the 100th time. "Is that fool still pounding on you, Ginger?" Celeste asked. Ginger's heart raced as tears began to run down her chocolate-colored face.
"Celeste, please understand," she pleaded.
Portia frowned. "Understand what, Ginger? That fool is out of control, and you need to stay away from him." "I'm calling the police." Celeste returned to her chair for her purse. Her cell phone was inside. Ginger was quickly on Celeste's heels. As soon as Celeste pulled her phone from her purse, Ginger snatched it out of her hand. "No, Celeste!" Celeste placed her right hand on her hip and shifted all of her weight onto one leg. "No? What the heck do you mean, no? Ronald needs to be locked up, and you need to be institutionalized for allowing him to beat you." By the expression on Ginger's face, Portia knew that Celeste's words had hurt her. Celeste had basically accused Ginger of being crazy. Portia came and stood next to Ginger. "Celeste, I know you're upset, but—" "Upset?" Celeste cut Portia's words off. "Furious is what I am, Portia. Why are you being so doggone calm about this? We've been dealing with this crap for 3 years. Did you get a good look at her back?" Ginger placed her face in her hands and cried. Not only was she embarrassed, but if a call was made to the police and Ronald found out about it, Ginger knew she'd be in even more trouble than him. Portia wrapped her arms around Ginger. "It's okay, sweetie. We're going to get through this. We'll work it out." Celeste couldn't comprehend Portia's attitude about the situation Ginger was in. "How do you suppose we work this out, Portia? Huh?" Portia guided Ginger to one of the chase chairs and sat her down.